You have searched me and you love me. I believe in you, and you have opened us. We believe, oh, we believe, yeah. And you have broken the chains. We believe, yes we do. We believe, yeah. We believe. So just lift up your hands, lift up your voice as we sing to Him. We're going to tell Him that we believe. We believe in the price that He paid. We believe that He came. We believe that He loves us. We believe that He gave everything for us. Oh, listen. Yes, you have saved. You have heard me. I believe. You have searched every part of me. And you love me. I believe. And you have opened us. We believe. Yes, we believe. Yeah. You have broken the chains. We believe. Yes, we do. We believe. Yeah. We believe. Woo. Oh, we believe. Yes. Somebody shout it. We believe. Woo. Yeah. Oh. And I believe in what you say, in what you do. I believe, yeah. In what you say, I believe it, I believe it. In what you say, and what you do, I believe it, I believe it. In what you say, in what you do, in what you say, in what you do, in what you say, in what you do, in what you say, in what you say, in what you do, yeah. In what you, in what you, in what you, in what you say, in what you do, in what you tell me. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. And I believe in what you say, in what you do. I believe it, I believe it. In what you tell me, in what you said in your word. I believe every word that you've told me. I believe it. In what you say, in what you do. I believe in you.
tough choices. Lee Kuan Yew made tough choices. They hated him, but today, they revere him. One of the things he said is that since we don't have anything, we don't have any resource, we're not like America. One of the things we will do is, one, security must be topmost. When people come here, there must be adequate security. And they say Singapore is one of the most policed nations on the earth. 5 persons to 1 security person. In fact, if you throw a gum on the street, they will call you. You'll get arrested. Another one, they invested in cleanliness. The place is so neat. You know the way Calabar used to be those days? I can remember one time I visited Calabar. I took snacks from Port Harcourt on the journey. I finished the snacks by the time I got to Calabar. I didn't see where to dump it. The streets were so neat. I couldn't throw it out of the window. That's Calabar. Then talk about Singapore. Neat. Then he said, when they are doing business, they must keep their word. If investors come in, if they tell investors, we're going to give you so and so interest, we're going to pay you so and so, they must keep their word. He also made the people learn English language so they could speak to foreigners. Then one of the toughest decisions was telling everybody that they had to save a particular amount of, how many percent? 27% of their income. It was tough. They did that for several years. Today, Nigeria, we had our independence 1960. Singapore, 1965. We cannot even see their back. They're a first world nation. You cannot see their back. Singapore, their GDP is, so they had to make tough decisions, tough choices. Well, your tough choices may just be, honey, if we're going to leave this poverty that we're experiencing now, we will save 50% of our income. Tough. For some of us, it may just be, see, these people I'm hanging around with, if I hang around with them for long, I will not go anywhere. I have to separate from them. Tough. For some, it may just be, this brother, I like you, you like me, but if we continue like this, we will wreck ourselves. We know we cannot get married. Don't be angry. We have to separate. Tough. We will cry. Yeah. I know of a guy, he told the lady, he says, I know we cannot get married, but let's just decide to separate now. It's painful, but we have to, for health reasons. And they separated. They cried, but they separated. Those are tough choices. Then another one, you can read this at home. It's about 4 lepers. I love their story. There was hunger and famine in the land, but they had to move forward. So they came out of the city, they were at the city gate. They looked back at Samaria. Hunger. Hunger. So they said, if we sit here, we will die. If we go back into the city, hunger will kill us. If we move forward, it's our enemy that is staring us. Worst case, last, they will kill us. So let's go forward. Is that they kill us or we survive? And they move forward. That's what brought breakthrough to the land. Because what they met there was something else. So that's it about choices. All right, so let's go to the next one. So as we are going to the next one, do you have choices that you need to make or that you have made before? Are there decisions you need to make to move forward? Think about it. Chances. Somebody say chances. You see that picture? There is an open door. I will say, what are chances? Possibility of an event happening, usually without your efforts. As you go in life will throw some doors and some windows open for you, which if you make use of, it can take you to the next level. But it may not always tell you that those doors are going to be open today or tomorrow. You just come and you meet some, they are open without your efforts. Are you going to take it? Are you going to sit down and decide? Are you going to draw back? Whichever one you do, life will always give you chances. Next slide, please. Facts about chances. Chances can be discovered or created. There are times you can just be on your own and you just discover that there is an opening there. Will you take it or will you not take it? Note that that chance may not always be there. It may just come like a flash and go. There are some people in your lifetime you may meet only once. And at times you may stumble into it. Other times you may also create it. I just added that. Some of us that love soccer, remember one World Cup that we played? And we were playing against, what country? Was it Iceland? Also, the match was very tough. And one of our strikers, Yakubu, was just by the goalpost. And somebody crossed a ball to him and see the empty net. And he played the ball in such a way that the ball went over. He said that Nigerians have not forgiven him for that. What what he did is that he had a chance and he wasted it. Some of us sit beside people that can change our destiny. It's a way to talk real thing and be pleasant. You just waste it. You never know when the next one will come. I talked about times and seasons. There are some seasons that are once in a lifetime. For some, you have to wait for another cycle before they come. So don't waste your chances. Tell your neighbor, don't waste your chances. Learn to recognize opportunities, particularly business people. Learn to have that eye to recognize when you see opportunities. Every day is not the same. Everybody is not the same. There are some days and there are some days. There are evil days, there are good days. There are opportunities, there are open doors. Learn to know when it's an open door so that you can walk through it. It will help you. If you can have that eye and say, this is an opportunity. At times, opportunities can come in form of individuals. Somebody walks into your life. That person can be an opportunity for you. And if you don't treat that person well, if you don't relate with that person well, the person is gone. Next one says, don't wait for extraordinary opportunities. Do what? Seize the moment. I will tell you more about this in our next slide. Then it says, take chances, make mistakes. Make mistakes. Don't be afraid of it. Try. Try. If you fail, you have learned one way how not to do it. So take chances. Make mistakes. Try. Last time we talked about shoot your shots. You can never score a goal with a shot you never took. Try. Make mistakes. Next slide. About seizing the moment. How many of us know the first story, David and Goliath? We all know it. David didn't go to fight the battle that day. He didn't wake up and say, I'm going to fight Goliath, I'm going to kill him, and, prepare. No, if not, he would have started by praying in the morning. He went to deliver food to his brothers who were on the battlefield. That's what he went to do. But in the midst of that, he saw a chance. For other people, Goliath was threatening them, and they were thinking of what to do. And Goliath and David heard the threats by Goliath. And he asked, what will be done to the person that will kill this Goliath? And they said, he will get this, he will get that, he will get that. To him, that was a chance of a lifetime. Poor peasant boy, son of a nobody. So even if I do this, I will marry the king's daughter, my family will not pay taxes again, and so on and so forth. The chance. And what did he do? Did he take that chance? He took the chance. He took the chance. And today, Jesus Christ is called Son of David. Son of David because David, one peasant boy, took the chance. What about Saul as king of Israel? Saul was not elected. There was no election. And they said, let's vote between Saul and so and so. He just got it by providence. But did Saul end well as a king? The answer is no. Because he misused that opportunity. I don't need to talk too much. Take your chances and use them well. The last one we'll talk about on this session. Next slide, please. Change. I'm not talking about what they give you when you give them too much money and what you're expecting them from. That's not the kind of change I'm talking about. The one that conductors give you. No. To make difference, replace, alter, or modify. That is change. Next slide. Change is constant. Do we agree? They say 20 friends cannot remain together for 20 years. I bet you the next 10 years, TIC will not be like this. It will not be like this. At least some of you will be 10 years older. And if you are 10 years older, most especially for the ladies, you will have children. So at least our number would have increased. Some of you would have been married out. Some of you will bring your husbands in. Some of you would have relocated. Things will not. We may not even. We will not. We will not even be here because this place will be too small. So many things would have changed. So change is constant. Embrace it. Prepare for it. plan for it. You can't remain the same. No. Even me, when my friends see me, they say, I recognize you. And I say, I've not seen you for the past 30 years. They say, I recognize you. This is how you were in GS3. You've not changed. All I need to do is just wear one blue check shirt and blue knicker. I just walk into school. They'll say, which class are you in? I'll say, SS3. So okay, go to your class. But you will change. Old ways won't open new doors. True of us. It won't. If you are stuck in your ways, this is how you've always done it. This is how you always want to do it. It may not work in the future. And I say, if you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down and prepare for change. And lastly, change is inevitable, but growth is optional. So things will change, but it's left to you and I whether we want to grow or not. Okay, next slide. This is where we're going to end it. Embracing change. 2 case studies. Number 1 is Coca-Cola. Is there anybody here that doesn't know Coca-Cola? We were born, with it. Right from birth, we all drank Coke, and we're still drinking Coke. It has come in plastic bottles, it has come in can, come in different shapes of bottles, all kinds. Big Coke or rubber Coke, small one, all kinds of shit. But Coke is still there. How many of us have seen Nokia 3310? Or how many of us are still using Nokia 3310? Gone and gone for good. Why? They didn't learn how to embrace change. Embracing change is one thing that will give you a life well spent. Knowing that things will not always be the same. Some changes may not be pleasant, but if you plan for it and you engage it properly, you will have a life well spent. So at this juncture, I want to share the last slides, maybe like in 2-3 minutes, so that we can just refresh our minds, and after that, we'll take the mic around and ask ourselves if we have questions or we have comments. So we talked about what is life. Yeah, next slide. We say life is a journey. Next, we say life is a theater. This was the first session we had. Who remembers this? All right. Next. Okay. So we say imagine these scenarios. This is a scenario of regret, wanting to go back to do things better. Yeah. We talked about what you would do differently if you saw your future self and you were much better and you didn't want to, bungle that future. What will you do differently from now? We said several things. So we'll be honest, we'll take tough decisions. Next. Talked about this. Yeah. What we will do differently. And parting thoughts, we say work on yourself. We say serve your gifts. And we say die empty. Another word for die empty is finish work. Let's say you finish work, you finish work. By the time you are leaving, Jesus Christ said it is finished. You finish work. Now we're talking about times and seasons. Let me say, you see, times and seasons. How many of us can remember one gentleman that had the opportunity to, contest for power? And when he saw everything that was happening, people that had run for the highest position in the land, I looked at everything, analyzed it, and he said, Emilokon. I've seen everything, I've seen everybody, it's my turn. What he was saying that this is my time, this is my season. Even though everybody says it's not your time, he insisted that this is his time. And somehow, he got there. So we're talking about times and seasons. All right, next. And we talked about time as a fragment of existence. Yeah. Everyone has 24 hours a day and time waits for no one. Talked about our seasons. Yeah. Different types of seasons, seed time, harvest time. So look at this beautiful baby. I would say there's difference between baby and pikin. So this is baby or child. We say at that stage, that's what happens to child. Yeah. Yeah. Talked about the middle age. And we talked about retirement stage, where you become a senior citizen. I would say at that stage, you leave a legacy. All right. So facts about seasons. Each season is unique. So know your season and maximize it. Yeah. He said you cannot change the past, but you can still destroy the future if you do what? If you repeat the same mistakes. And we said opportunities are like sunrise. If you miss it, what happens? It's gone. So do what? Shoot your shots. And he said the biggest threat to your progress is who? Is you. Stop self-sabotage. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So, please, I believe we have some microphones at different areas of the church. It's now time for open mic, plenary session. Maybe there's something you heard, you want to ask a question, or you want to make a contribution. Maybe from a personal experience, you want to make a contribution and something you want us to know. Just do that by raising your hand. Wherever you are, the mic will get to you. Yes, so we have a hand there. And to answer the question, I have many friends. I have a faculty. So, if that can help. Yes,
Thank you so much for the session. It's been very, very helpful. I want to talk about the seasons of life. The baby season, the adolescent season to this adult season. Thinking about that, first, I saw that this is also applicable to our life in terms of all other things we do. For example, you're in business, starting your business, there's this baby season of the business. There you are depending on other people and needing support and all of that. So when we're in such seasons as baby, we shouldn't learn to stand on our own. Let's all seek help from those who have gone ahead of us. We can read stories as well. Don't think you can do it all by yourself. And also, don't get frustrated because things are not working as you wish they work at that point in time. So that will help us know that it's how we get to that level where we want to be. Then still on that season of life, I want to talk about the impact we as parents have on our children when they are young. Because what you put in them is what will support them as they grow. If you give them strength, you give them confidence, you help them know that they are appreciated, they are loved, that they have that support, and they will be successful in life. This thing I'm saying is very, very important. If you're a parent still having young children, if you don't take the time to lay the foundation, it will affect them in life, honestly. It will affect them in life. Be sure to love them and let them know that they are loved. Be sure to do things for them, pardon their mistakes, encourage them. There are little things we do. For example, myself, growing up, I know that then there was no washing machine. You have to wash with your hands. And I don't like that much. So after wearing my clothes, there's this box that we put dirty clothes in. I won't want to put it there so nobody will see that I have clothes to wash. So I'll put it at the back and to hide it. Then I feel like I don't have anything. Then this very day, I was coming back from school and I saw that my mom had washed all my clothes and put them up. And I was so happy seeing all my clothes drying there. And whenever I think about it, I say, this is the love of a mother. She didn't scold me for doing all of that. And then she packed them all out and then she washed all of them. And I have those new clothes to wear. So what did that do to me? For my children, I just have to understand that they are children. Children can do all of those. And then it helped me to guide them as I should. So let us take the time to do that. Lay this good foundation. It will encourage them. And then one more thing, please. That thing is about these chances of life that we talked about. So when you said it the first time, that life offers you chances, and how then do you, why is it that people don't take it? I thought about it a bit. I said that would be my question. Then I would still want us to talk about that. Then thinking about it, what came to my mind is people don't see these chances come because they are not prepared. There's no goal you are looking before you. Because if you are looking for something, set it already as your goal. When that opportunity presents itself, you are able to recognize it.
Fantastic. Let's put our hands together for her. And as you are putting your hands together for her, I want you to also join me and say, happy wedding anniversary. All right. Thank you very much for your analysis and contributions. So the question there is, how come people do not recognize opportunities, and how come people do not take advantage of opportunities. Yes. Any hand? Any hand? She just gave her thought. So yes, let's hear. Okay, she's saying something, but please amplify it to the mic. Let's hear your beautiful voice.
I said fear.
Fear.
Yes.
Okay, so in other words, they see it, but they are scared.
Yes. So sometimes, okay, so I have a friend, he's a public speaker. So he was invited to come and speak. But when he saw other speakers that like were bigger than him, he felt he was not.
Felt intimidated.
So he took himself away from that. Until today, he regrets it. Because he could have shared a platform with those people and connect with them. But because he felt like, oh, I can't do this, he had to shy away, and that's how he left the event.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Let's appreciate that. Let's have a hand here. We have two hands. Still the same. Okay. So we'll hear from Moses. We'll hear from Gamaliel. We'll hear from Elder. Yeah.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
I think one of the reasons why we don't take chances is knowledge.
Knowledge.
Because if that partner has known what taking that opportunity would do for him, he wouldn't have been afraid. Then secondly, our expectations even make us don't take choices. I'm expecting something. I want this one to come out. This small thing. This one is small. This is not what I'm expecting. No. It's not at this level. So all that will prevent us from taking chances that would have benefited us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because at times some people say good things come in small packages. Yeah, so those people that are short, understand that should comfort you. All right, thank you very much, Brother Moses. So we have a hand. Yes, we have Gamaliel. Okay, Gamaliel is the mic. Then we'll come to Elder.
Okay, praise the Lord. For me, I think there are three principal things that
when the lecturer is talking, you know that the lecturer is talking. So please pay attention.
That make people not to take chances. Number one, I think is unpreparedness. Number two, I think lack of proactiveness. And number three, lack of courage. But I'd like to emphasize on courage because it's very important. Last week, I was with my colleague in the supermarket, and we met this man, good looking and escort. And we were just talking about, just like my mind, who is this man? And when I was paying for what he bought, I just walked down to him and I said, "Sir, nice to meet you. I'm Duga Tombari Gamale. I'm into real estate, all that, and we have real estate products that you can actually be interested in." And with the escort, the man was scared. And he now, brought himself back, knowing that I'm not a suspicious guy. I mean, my tie and all that. So that was how I broke into conversation with the man. And my colleagues were like, "How did you do that?" He just the courage. I just dared the man. And I mean, we are working on something. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Put your hands together for that. I love that. Thank you so much. Yes. So, any other hand? Yes, sir. Okay, Elder. Okay, on that topic. Oh, so Ruth, is it on this topic or something else? Okay, so if you don't mind, that will be the last on this topic. Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, right. For me, I would say is lack of critical analysis.
Because
if you analyze the opportunity that is ahead of you, asking yourself question, is it the type that comes rarely or is it the type that comes often?
Yes.
What do I get to lose?
Yes.
What are my chances?
Yes.
If you're able to analyze that properly, I think you...
Yes. So your ability to analyze the situation, to read the game. All right, thank you very much. Put your hands together for that. Okay, another thing. So let's hear from PK on this. Then we'll go to Elder and go to Brother George.
Yeah, good morning. I think I like what Gamaliel said about unpreparedness. It has stolen loads of opportunities from people. Even when we talk about favor, all of us are waiting for favor. Who is waiting for favor? They say when preparation meets opportunity, you call it favor. Opportunity will be in your face. If you are not prepared, it will pass. And people will say you have bad luck.
Yeah.
It's not luck. It's a lack of preparation. And you can't prepare where there is no vision. You don't know where you're going to. What are you preparing for? I don't know if I'm making sense. If you are going to travel now, maybe to, let me see, you are traveling to Abuja and you'll spend 2 weeks in Abuja. When you are packing, what is on your mind?
For 2 weeks.
2 weeks. You won't just stand up and carry one shirt and one trouser, so you're going to spend 2 weeks. So going to Abuja, you are preparing for the journey. And so when you are getting ready, because there's a vision, you line your preparation with that vision. So when we keep begging people, be clear where you are going to, be clear what you are chasing. It will help you prepare. And when opportunities come, you won't blink. Somebody said courage. If you are not prepared, even when the opportunity is staring you in the face, your lack of preparation will steal your courage and take it away. So guys, please fundamentally sit back and ask yourself, where am I going? How do I get there? Begin to line up. 10 years from now, you don't know what is waiting for you, do you? But if you have not started from now preparing, they are looking for a commissioner in River State. They come to you. You are still babbing punk and wearing tattoo and no sleeve on your shirt and doing muscle. When they look at you, they say, this one will be the bodyguard to the commissioner. That's the closest you will get. Praise the name of the Lord.
Thank you. Let's put our hands together for our principal. And if you don't mind, I will wish him happy 23rd anniversary. 1 to go. Okay, so can we hear from Elder? Elder has something to say.
Good morning, church.
Good morning, sir.
I'm interested in the issue of change.
Change.
There's so much change these days that I would like us to know, draw a line, what level of change is acceptable, especially from parents' point of view. A child comes home and tells you this is the latest way of dressing.
Yes.
And that conflicts with
your values,
with your value, with your upbringing, where they say accept change. And so many other things that are basically conflicting with your knowledge, with your principles, with your values. So how much change should we accept as individuals?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Did we get that question? Yeah, we said things will change. Things keep changing and change is constant. But he's asking, particularly in the context of parenting, not just parenting, generally as somebody in society, how much change is acceptable? How much change is acceptable? Okay, I can see 2 hands here. All right, so let's hear from our brother, then we'll go to Pastor Nkechi.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so you're a child of God, you hear from God, He tells you what to do, and then there is a change that's coming for whatever it is about. Yeah. You would always know that even if you want to adapt to the change, it will not change God's plan, vision, and principles. A certain church, I believe every one of us knows, doesn't use television some years back. They don't believe it is a heavenly goal to be using television to do whatever, watch movies, play whatever you want to do. Yeah. Today they broadcast over the television and still preach the gospel. Your child tells you what I'm wearing is what is in vogue. I have to wear the teaching that is torn around here and here. You ask the child, when you expose your laps to the world, if you wear this, will the world not let you walk in the street? You know, sometimes I do some things and they ask me, you want to go and dress like this? It's not exactly as I'm badly dressed. It's just that they feel I should be probably wearing a suit or something. And I'll ask some funny questions like, oh, the conductor no go allow me enter the motor. No, you no go collect my money if I want pound. It's simple. If the child is telling you what is not in line with what God has told you, you tell him, this is not what God is saying. If you look the way I'm looking, will you not pass your exams? Who tell you have to pay money before you can pass an exam in Nigeria? A lot of other people and many schools that I know write without doing malpractice. I don't have to give you the money. Hallelujah.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for that. So basically what he's saying is that change is good as long as it brings progress, as long as it's positive and it is in line with your values and God's vision. So we have Pastor Nkechi here, please. How much change is acceptable?
Relating to parents and children, us parents, sometimes we need to open our minds. Some things that worked for us in our days won't work right now. You need to understand. Time is moving out because there's a way you will hold your children down and try to cage them. You break them and make a whole mess. Sometimes allow them to do some of these things because these things are kind of self-discovery. Some of them will do it up to a point and they will stop and see there is nothing in it. So the ways they raised us may not work now. It may work for a particular child. It may not work for another. Sometimes let them be. Because if you force it, you break it and you damage it altogether.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A round of applause, please. Okay. Do we have people online? Okay, but after a person.
There's somebody online. Okay. So, Elder, thanks for that question, to be honest, because sometimes we just superficially gloss over certain things and people can walk away with all kinds of ideas. I know he knows the answer, but it's just for a discussion point so that people learn and go away grounded. If there is change without a center, it is chaos. There must be boundaries. Can I say it again? There must be what? Boundaries. God said to Adam, you may eat out of every fruit in this garden, but there's always a but. So change must have boundaries, whether we like it or not. So there must be a central point, your pivot, where your principles anchor. And anything that shifts that center is unacceptable. As I sit now, I'll come and wear trousers that is on my thigh with my boxer outside because it's changed. What nonsense. My son does it, I will use cane and flog the side where the boxer is. I'm not apologizing about that. It's the truth. We must have boundaries. Because the question is, that thing you call change, what is it bringing into your world? Are there windows for expression? Yes. My son, my own first son, he was in school by himself. For one whole year, he didn't cut his hair. He didn't comb it. He just washes and goes his way. His mom spent almost 3 hours untangling when we saw him. When I asked him, he said, let me do it now because I won't do it again. And I said, okay. It didn't affect what you came out here to do. My second son, as he finished secondary school, he pointed one hairstyle. Because in the school, they keep them in shape. I took him to the salon. This one, they do curl on top. I used to see if he wear that tie. He cut it. I said, what does he need to maintain it? They told me I gave him. After 3 weeks of maintenance, he came and said he wants to go and cut his hair. Sure, you have tested it. You have seen that.
Yeah. But sorry, sir, but it's good you allow them test it.
And that's why I said I have a center that I will not drift away from.
Yeah.
Are you with me? That one, I'm not too bothered about that one. I see young boys these days, their trend seems to be braid hair. No problem. When the hair starts falling off and there's no hair here, keep braiding. One day you will wear wig. Because there's no more hair to braid. I don't know if I'm making sense. But there are some changes that interfere with the principles that govern your life. Please, such changes are not healthy for you. No matter what is changing around you, look, there must be a core in your life. If you lose your core, you slide. And that's why the Bible clearly says it, that you, as much as it is possible, just don't allow the things around you to govern how you live your life. Weigh it. How does it impact you positively? If the negativity is heavier than the positive, let it go. and move on with what matters in life. I hope you know that things that matter. There are essentials and there are non-essentials. If you allow the non-essential govern you, you have lost it. The essentials must be your governance structure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for my principal, please. So we will come to Brother George shortly, but please, Brother George, we want to hear from online. Okay. All right. So you have something to say? Okay, we'll give you an opportunity.
From Perpetual, some reasons why I don't take certain chances in the past was lack of guidance on those paths. I never saw those offers as opportunity of growth because my thought process was myopic. Thank God for grace in this dispensation.
All right, let's put our hands together for that wonderful contribution from Perpetual. All right, she didn't take the chance because of her lack of information. All right, so let's hear from...
Good morning, church.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to ask questions centering around what we discussed today, chances, changes, and choices. Yeah. And then you talk about learning to make mistakes. Yeah. You know, it's so sweet and so easy, learn to make mistakes. Mm-hmm. But I remember growing up as a 1 year, maybe two, from 2 up, I was beaten for every mistake I made. And I know also beating my children for every mistake they made. In the home, in school, everywhere. We are in a society where mistake is unforgiving. So I'm asking, how do you make mistakes or learn to make mistakes in such a society where making mistake is unforgiving?
Good, very good. But point of correction, when we are young, we're not just beating for making mistakes. We're beating for making mistakes. We're also beating for the mistakes that you may make in future so that you will make it. Then at times, depending on your level in the family, they will beat you for the mistakes that other people made also. So that, I'll beat you for crying. So in a society where we don't forgive mistakes, like we have not forgiven Yakubu Yegbeni for that mistake, for that goal he missed, how do we learn to make mistakes? Now, this is knowing very well that we have somebody at the back that wants to make a contribution or question? A contribution? Okay, so let's just keep it brief, sir. So, Elder.
I think that is one of the reasons we are here, to learn, to change. Yeah, there are some mistakes that are mistakes. There are some mistakes that are obvious, deliberate actions which you should not accept. If a child fails an exam because for good reason, fine. Or you encourage him or her to try next time. But if a child failed an exam because he or she refused to study, of course you should pay for it. So I think this again has to be a balance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Elder. Thank you, Elder. Okay, anybody wants to? Yeah.
I'll just try and do it in 1 minute. Mistakes and chances and all of that. Yes. If you recall, in the course of this lead, we've cried about it here that the way we raise our children, we don't even give them room to explore, to discover themselves, right? The greatest discoveries we have, I'm sure, on earth today, many of them are outcomes of mistakes, right? And so that's why you are here. That's why you are striving to be different. And I often say it here in school, 2 times 4. You say 6. Teacher will say, she. The next time that child will not open his mouth to say anything. And you just killed creativity in a child. So the whole essence here is mistakes are acceptable. Mistakes are human. We are all human and we make
mistakes.
You must first of all accept that truth. Mm. Who has bought a toy for a child? Instead of playing with the toy, the child breaks the toy. And the next thing is, well, you see, in the Western world, the father will leave that child. The child, there is something inside that is trying to understand, how does this toy function? And that's really where discovery comes from. But here, those days, my mom will use your ear to raise you from the ground. I don't know if that's why my ear is big. Praise the name of the Lord. But you are here, that's why we're learning. There are some things we need to unlearn, and then we will relearn. Because mistakes are discovery parts. Me as a student, on my project in my final year, all the journals I read were completely at variance with what I was getting in the laboratory. And I went to my professor, I said, I want to cancel the project. He said, why? I said to me, no. That shifted the rest of my life. He said, what you need to do is explain the difference, the reason for why you are getting a different result. In a bid to try and explain it, we found a new antibiotic organism that he gave to a postgraduate student to progress the study with. But I would have said it's a mistake. So please, learn from mistakes. Don't kill your child for mistakes. But the elder said, if a child deliberately is doing what is wrong, don't say it's mistake. You also by mistake flog him.
All right, thank you. Put your hands together for that. All right. So please, especially those of us that are teachers here, please be very, very careful how you correct your students. Some can be very annoying. Like they say somebody should, the question was x squared. They say expand it. And he wrote a big X squared. So they gave him 0/100 and they put E and I and 0. And then now added, you are stupid. So when you make mistakes, learn to shrug it off, learn to shake it off. Learn to shake it off and just move on. Shake it off. So I hear from our brother, please. Yes. Okay. You didn't. All right. So I want to hear from someone I've not heard before. Let's hear from this brother. Gamaliel, please. Don't mind. Yes. So you have just like 30 seconds to 1 minute. Yeah.
Good morning, church.
Good morning, sir.
I have a question I want to ask.
Okay.
Around choices.
Okay, sir.
What is the sure way to systematically make choices?
Well, it's Gamaliel that will answer this one now.
That one is number one. Then number two, what are the barometers?
Excuse me, who read geography here? Please get ready. Okay, barometer.
What are the ways?
Yeah.
What are the signals to know if our choices are wrong
right. Okay.
or right? Because
Fantastic.
some choices at the long run or at the short run might be wrong.
Yeah.
But at the long run, they are good for you. What are the ways? At what point do we know this choice will be good at the long run?
All right.
How do we measure it? What are the barometers?
Okay.
How do we check them?
Okay. Uncle,
Thank you.
See, this question you put there, we are going to have a separate lead session for it. But I envisaged these questions and I expected it to be asked. Very, very important. But if we can't finish it here, permit me, we'll take it over to the next lead session because we really need to talk about it. It's a topic of its own. So, okay. Yeah. You are the one that brought him to church to answer the question.
I'm not really trying to answer his question because you already posted it to another lead session.
Yes. No, we will answer. We'll give one or two snippets, but if we can't finish it, we can move it over.
Okay, I want to talk on mistakes.
On what?
Mistakes.
Mistake. Okay, let's take all together.
Me, while I was growing up, I was like in a journey of perpetual mistakes. And my elder brother, he will beat you like you stole Mercedes-Benz. I was always beaten. And I passed through secondary school, finished secondary school. I didn't even know why I was going to school. It was several years after I had to come back, and I called out my senior brother. I want to speak English. I found out that everywhere I was, everybody was speaking English, and I couldn't make a wrong statement. So my own was very bad. So I met him. I want to learn how to speak English, like every other person. And he sat me down. It's not just about speaking English. There are basic things that you have to know. He took me back to Brighter Grammar and kids, that's a Queen Primer. I started learning from that beginning. That's supposed to be primary 3 things. He took me back then. Then growing up, eventually when I've grown up, I came to realize that it's not about telling people or beating people from the mistakes that they have done, but to tell them even the right thing, because I was making mistakes. I didn't even know the default.
Thank you.
You beat me for everything wrong.
Thank you.
But what is even the right one?
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Thank you very much. Let's celebrate that. Yeah.
I'm making a commitment to him that we'll deal with the issue. But it's just that you join L.E.A.D somewhere along the line. These issues, we've dealt with them in the past. Critical thinking, analytical thinking, and so on and so forth. And that's why we're talking about mistakes. You are not God. You can do all you do. The choice is still a wrong choice. The question is, what do you learn? And how do you move on? That's the key. Are we together? Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, PK. One of the things I will say about making the right choices is also having information, having adequate information, and being able to analyze. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry we've run out of time, so we'll have to stop here for now. But one thing I want to say is the topic has been one life to live. You have just one life to live. Even if you believe in reincarnation, you still have just one life to live per time. So if you have one life to live, live it right. Now, there's a difference between a life well spent and a life not well spent. It all boils down to the choices that we make. Thank you very much. God bless you for your time. You have just 9 minutes before service starts.